I resent my career in a lot of ways. I think like I feel so unfulfilled by the roles that I played.
I definitely just did not want to be famous.
I thought that the show was for sure going another season. Like there was no doubt in my mind we were going to go another season.
What? And the test was positive and I was pregnant.
So I was honestly just as shocked as everyone else.
It's not as easy as it looks. It took a lot of training for us to get to this point.
End of the movie just didn't happen where I found out about it. So I think that was the main inspiration, that there's some secret affair.
Of course, I would have loved for our show to have like an epic finale, because I think it did deserve that.
You just punched me in the face.
You said to.
Wouldn't it be amazing if everyone lived in a world where their favorite TV shows never ended? That would seriously be a fantasy come true. But sadly, every series is bound to come to an end at some point, and when it does, it's always followed with heartbreak. While some other shows are put to an end because they've simply run their duration, or because the stories are over, other times the series get canceled for shocking, unimaginable reasons. Nickelodeon has been a haven to some of the biggest shows for teens. The Orange Network has managed to continuously produce animated and live-action shows that appeal to the masses, whether it's delightful animated series like SpongeBob SquarePants, Dora the Explorer, or live-action shows like iCarly, Victorious, and Big Time Rush. Nickelodeon has provided legions of fans with fresh content to cherish. And despite all of the changes in the world since the network launched in 1977, it has continued to stay a part of the lives of children and teenagers. But in ensuring that the TV shows that air on the network are the best that they can be, Nickelodeon has had to cancel shows despite popular demand. What are some of these shows that got canceled? We'll get into that later in this video. But before that, let's dissect the reasons why Nickelodeon has recently canceled their connections with showrunner Dan Schneider. You would agree with us that millennial adolescence was defined by Dan Schneider Productions. Almost every iconic Nickelodeon show, from All That and The Amanda Show to Drake and Josh, iCarly and Victorious, was brought to us by Schneider. But now the network has severed ties with the writer and producer. Nickelodeon and Schneider issued a rather formal statement regarding the split. Some Twitter users and media sites have pointed out a history of alleged sexual misconduct involving child stars on his shows. We have highlighted a few of these in our previous video. Let's quickly bring them to you here. Most recurrent rumors about Dan Schneider claim that the 52-year-old ex-producer has a foot fetish and exploited his position at Nickelodeon to get closer to children's feet. When the news broke on Deadline about Schneider getting fired, the article accused Schneider of having a well-documented temper. It also said, for years Schneider had been under a cloud of suspicion over the treatment of some younger stars of his shows. Among things that have raised eyebrows are his tweeted photos of the toes of his young female stars. Schneider had always been notorious for being a bit off-putting, but some sources say that he actually pinned Jeanette Mccurdy, the actress who played Sam in iCarly, down on set for no reason. Keep in mind, Mccurdy was only 14 when she began the role of Sam Puckett, which makes her a minor for a good chunk of the show. And there you have it. To watch more, simply click on the link in the description. So, let's delve into some of the shows that got canceled, though reasons for some of these cancelings remain unknown. Sam and Cat. It was reported that after the end of iCarly and Victorious, Jeanette Mccurdy and Ariana Grande teamed up for their spin-off show Sam and Cat. The two girls became roommates and babysitters. How true this is? We can't say, but what is true is that both actresses caused more trouble for the network than their on-screen personas. Jeanette Mccurdy caused a scandal for the network when certain photos were leaked online. She blamed her ex-boyfriend, but Nickelodeon did not care. The photos were causing damage to their public image. They didn't invite her to the Kids' Choice Awards and began to keep their distance. This reaction angered Mccurdy, and she was upset at Nickelodeon. She took to social media and Reddit to complain. Grande wasn't part of the controversy, but was using her off time to increase the popularity of her singing career. Sam and Cat was cancelled after 1 year. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much did you miss this popular show? Drop that number in the comments. Victorious was cancelled after 3 seasons. Prolific Nickelodeon creator Dan Schneider saw both of his hit series for the cable network, iCarly and Victorious, go off the air round about the same time. A press release at the time stated, Nickelodeon will not be moving forward with production on a 4th season of Victorious following the final season that will premiere this fall. The network said in that statement, "We are very proud of the show, its very talented cast, and our audience will continue to see many of them in upcoming new Nickelodeon projects." The news came on the heels of Nickelodeon ordering 2 iCarly spin-off pilots from Schneider, Sam and Cat, a series starring Jeanette Mccurdy and Ariana Grande, and Gibby top-lined by Noah Monk. Schneider took to Twitter and his blog to comment on the cancellation of the show starring Victoria Justice, making it clear it was not his decision. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much did you miss these popular shows? Zoe 101. Zoe 101 was one of the biggest shows on Nickelodeon when it aired. The series revolved around Zoe Brooks, played by Jamie Lynn Spears, who enrolls in a previously all-boys boarding school. While the show premiered to mixed reviews, it proved to be extremely popular with fans, and the show's premiere made it Nickelodeon's highest-rated show in 8 years. Zoe 101 was the most expensive Nickelodeon show made, with the series being shot in Malibu. The series was also the first show for future Victorious lead actress Victoria Justice, who was a main cast member for 2 seasons. Despite strong ratings, Zoe 101 was canceled after actress Jamie Lynn Spears became pregnant at the age of 16. The series finale is one of the highest rated episodes for Nickelodeon. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much did you miss that show? As Told by Ginger. It might interest you to know that As Told by Ginger is an animated series which ran on Nickelodeon for 6 fantastic years, from 2000 to 2006. The new show was also a 3-time Emmy-nominated series. The show has been praised for its character development, its mature themes, continuity, and the fact that the series characters, unlike other animated series, don't wear the same clothes all the time. The show was quite popular among Nickelodeon fans when the first season aired, but it started suffering from bad ratings when the show's schedule was changed. While the show managed to close out with a popular finale in the form of the TV film The Wedding Frame, fans were still left heartbroken by Nickelodeon's decision to cancel the show. You already know what I'm gonna ask, so leave that rating in the comments section. Rugrats. Rugrats was part of the popular Nicktoons lineup that first aired on Nickelodeon. Klasky Csupo, the studio behind the show, believed that Nickelodeon would cancel it and stop producing new episodes. The show ended up being more successful than anyone expected, and the show was renewed. After its 10th anniversary, the studio released a special called All Growed Up, which featured the cast as preteens. It was so popular that Nickelodeon wanted Klasky Csupo to put their efforts into making All Grown Up instead. The studio hoped that Nickelodeon would allow them to continue working on Rugrats as well, but the network was making more shows for teens and children by then. Though both series were successful, Nickelodeon wanted to move on with different animation styles and ended their long-running partnership with the company. Klasky Csupo then seized any remaining projects with the network. You know what happens now. 1 through 5, leave it below. Angry Beavers. Angry Beavers starred 2 Beaver brothers who had to survive the adventures of adulthood. The show already faced some issues with Nickelodeon, with racy content and the implication of crude language. Co-creator Keith Kazorek told Vice that the show was facing cancellation. "We were significantly over budget, behind schedule, and had worn out our welcome with the network. Realizing that there was no chance to end things amicably, they decided to go out with a bang. In the final episode, Bye Bye Beavers, the studio would attempt to do something Nickelodeon hated, breaking the 4th wall. They want kids to believe the characters are real in their world and don't attempt to break out into the real world." Nickelodeon didn't think it was so funny. They canceled the show before airing the scandalous Bye Bye Beavers episode. And one last time, on a scale of 1 to 5, how much do you miss that show? Comment below. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel. We have more quality content lined up for you, so hit the notification button so you don't miss out. Take care and goodbye.